Hi, it's Sandra Wyllie. Welcome to my mental health channel, where I wipe away the stigma of mental illness by talking about my own personal struggles, having borderline personality disorder, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, and depression. I talk about schizophrenia, narcissism. I talk about all my unethical psychologists, the therapies I've had over the years, but I only come on as a former patient of almost 20 years. I am not a licensed therapist. I do not hold a degree in psychology, so I cannot diagnose you. All I ask in turn of you is your kindness and respect, please, in the comments. If you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button on the lower right-hand corner. Give it a thumbs up. Share my videos with your friends and family on your social media platforms. Let's spread the love here. Please feel free to share your opinions and your struggles with me. I really do want to hear them, and I will answer back all that write to me. Today we're going to talk about living with a borderline mother, okay? So what's it like if your mother or your father have borderline personality? What's it like being raised with a parent who has borderline personality? Now, I have a son at home. My other son is severely sick, and he's in a place, a residential place, like a nursing home for elderly who can't take care of themselves. But I had one son at home living with me, and I have borderline personality disorder. And it was very difficult for my son, the one living at home, living with a mother who had such a severe mental illness. Some people don't call it a mental illness, but I do. So you can disagree with me there. It had a major impact on him, an extreme one. And I'm going to tell you what it was like, because I'm going to tell you what I was like as a parent raising a child when I had such a severe, crippling disorder. Now, to know more about borderline personality disorder, watch my other videos. I'm just going to tell you how it was for my son to see his mother in a frenzy all the time. First of all, I blew everything out of proportion. A healthy parent, or a healthy mother, I'll talk about mothers because I'm a mother, not a father. A healthy mother would react in a very calming, very soothing way. When a situation or a problem arose, they would probably talk it out rationally, intellectually. They wouldn't get, like I do, hysterical, in a frenzy, like it's doomsday, okay? Like, like the president came on the TV and said, they're about to drop the bomb. Someone's gonna push the button. The nukes are coming. Woo! It's World War III. It's the end of the world. All right, that's how I literally react to everything that comes up. And we're not talking about major things, you know. We can talk about just normal, everyday occurrences, okay? I think the worst of everything. So if I went in for a mammogram, I would think I'm dying of breast cancer. I would act hysterical and go off the wall and prepare for my funeral. In fact, I did do that to my son. I did go in for a mammogram, and they found a suspicious something on it, on the x-rays. And the doctors called me in, and they wanted to do a biopsy. Okay, well, I went hysterical. I pulled my son out of school. We went to New Hampshire. We went to Lake 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 on a boat ride. I was in a frenzy. I was in a state of panic mode. That's an unhealthy response, okay? A healthy response from a healthy parent, they would not pull their child out of school. They did not tell me I had breast cancer. They said they needed to do a biopsy to test to see if I did have breast cancer. That's what they told me. And after I had that biopsy, I was in a state of hysteria. I was in a state of hysteria as soon as they told me that I needed a biopsy. I was hysterical, completely hysterical. Like I said, I pulled my kid out of school, and he was, I don't know, he was pretty young. And took him on a boat, a big boat in the middle of Lake 𝗏𝗏𝗂𝗏, and it was a cold day. Because me and my husband, I could have just went with my husband, but we wouldn't have been back on time to pick my son up from school. That's why I pulled him out of school. And we didn't have anyone to help us. We didn't have anyone. I couldn't call a friend or a family member and say, can you pick my son up from school and bring him, and watch him till we get home. So if, Lake 𝗏𝗏𝗂𝗏 was a good miles away, hours away from Boston where we live. So we would never be able to do it. So the only way to do it is to pull him out of school. And I was hysterical. I was beside myself. And, most people don't act like that. They just say, they're going to wait. They might be nervous, of course, but they wouldn't be hysterical. They wouldn't be like in like a doomsday, like in a state of panic. And this is how I was about mostly everything. There was never any calmness in the house because everything would be taken out of proportion. That's what happens when you have borderline personality disorder. For me, I'm just going to talk about my own personal experiences. I take everything and pull it out of proportion. So it's like, something that would be small in someone else's eyes would be very, very big in my eyes. And for instance, I'm trying to give you a good example of what he grew up with, how I blew everything out of proportion. One time we were going for a walk in South Boston, and some people said something rude to us. I don't know what they said. I forget. This was many, many years ago. But I was very angry. I was really upset. I was almost going to get in a fight with the person, and they called me a bitch too, okay? It wasn't nice, but I could have got killed. I mean, this was in a bad section. These were a couple of people that another person would have just ignored them and not said anything. I was starting a fight with them because they upset me. They initiated it. They initiated the fight. But that doesn't matter. Someone else would have looked at it like, it's best to, ignore the people, not say anything, just move on and forget about it. But me, I couldn't move on and I couldn't forget about it. And it was bothering me for days and weeks after the event. They triggered something in me. And my son was really upset because I can't handle, here's another thing. I'm at the train station and someone comes over, a man approaches me. I don't like people approaching me, okay? I don't know you. You're a stranger. I've never met you before. And then a man approaches me and asks me for money, okay? It's really scary. Or they just want to start talking with me, to flirt with me because I'm an attractive woman. Another woman would say, oh, they're just flirting with me. Or, oh, they're just, looking for some change. But me, I get very offended and very scared. And I start acting hysterical. And I start going off like, leave me alone. Don't bother me, Like they're going to hurt me. Like they're going to harm me. I act like they're going to harm me, even though they could just be flirting with me, or they could just be actually, just looking for money, looking for a handout. But I get very hysterical and very upset. And then my son sees me acting hysterical and upset and making a scene, leave me alone. Why do they have to bother me? Why do they have to talk to me? Why do they have to do this? You know what I mean? I don't want to talk to them. They just give me this queasy, icky feeling, like they want to, like they're looking, like someone trying to look under your skirt feeling, like you're climbing the stairs and someone's trying to look under your skirt, like someone that you don't want to be looking under your skirt, like an old, greasy, grimy person that, like, ooh, like that, ooh, the heebie-jeebies, like, stay away, ooh. I get that feeling. And instead of, like I said, you take a small incident like that, someone would just go, okay, so some greasy bum or something is trying to get money off of you. Just say, so long, I don't have anything. But I got upset, because the way he's, ogling me and coming close to me. And I just feel, this is how I feel. I mentioned this in therapy once. Like the walls are closing in. Ever see those shows, those old 60s, 70s shows, where like the guy, there was this, I think it was a magician actually with Bill Bixby, where, they were trying to get the guy, they were trying to get him, and the walls, he was running through like a tunnel or something, and the walls on both sides were closing in. I'm not sure if it was that show, but so they're closing in tighter and tighter, and the space is getting narrower and narrower, and like these walls were moving forward, and there's no way for me to go. They keep moving forward and more, and there's no way, all the walls, all the length of the tunnel. It's like going down a tunnel, and the whole length of the tunnel, the walls are getting like this, and pretty soon you're going to be smashed in between these walls like this. All right, that's how I feel. That's the only analogy I can give you. That, there's nowhere to breathe, there's nowhere to move. The walls are closing in, and I can't escape. And I get very panicky. I can't breathe. I get the panic attacks, and I start getting hysterical, and I start, yelling, swearing, going off. And then even long after the incident is over, okay, forget it. The greasy dude, he's not, you told him to bug off. Forget it. It's over. But it isn't over for me. This is what I try to tell people about having borderline personality disorder. I still live with that fear that greasy bum triggered in me. And so I will still be acting like that, like it just happened. It could be like hours later. It's like, get a grip, girl, But I can't get a grip. Those walls are see? Can you see me? That's how it is. And so for a child always living like that, with a parent like that, it's very unsettling, because the parent is supposed to be in control. And I was not in control of my emotions. I was completely out of control. And this rubs off on my son. It rubbed off on my son, because I'm supposed to be the stable person, because I'm the adult, I'm the parent. And he sees that his mother is unstable, out of control, cannot handle any situation. And that's scary. Just picture it this way. My son knew I could not handle any situation that came up. It's just like if you were in an airplane and the pilot couldn't handle the plane. Wouldn't you be panicked? Like, oh my God, the pilot is supposed to know how to fly this plane. What are we gonna do? If the pilot is saying, "Oh my God, what? I can't do this. What the hell is this? What is this turbulence? I don't know how to deal with this." What if the pilot acted like that and threw his hands up and said, "I don't know how to deal with this turbulence. I don't know how to drive the plane through this storm. I don't know what to do"? How would the passengers feel? Like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? That's exactly how my son felt. Like, Mommy doesn't know how to handle this. What am I going to do? I'm just a child, you know. Mommy is supposed to be the pilot of the plane. Mommy is supposed to be the pilot in our home. She's supposed to be able to, you know, steer everything and control everything and handle any situation that comes up. Like the pilot is supposed to be able to handle any turbulence or any situation that comes up on the plane. Now, if the pilot is hysterical, doesn't know how to handle the turbulence, and starts acting crazy, like, I don't know what to do. What do I do? I can't handle this turbulence. This is too much. I can't deal with it. Everyone is going to panic and go berserk like, oh my God, we're putting our life in your hands. You're supposed to be able to handle it, and you can't. This analogy is exactly how it is for the child growing up with a parent like me who has borderline personality disorder. So of course, someone growing up like that is going to have severe anxiety issues, because how could you not, all right? Think about it. If you were on that plane with that pilot, wouldn't you have severe anxiety issues? Even if you were the most calm person out there, chill, calm, wouldn't you have severe anxiety issues if the pilot was acting like that? Of course you would. Anyone would. So this is how it's like growing up with a parent who has borderline personality disorder. Now, it's not like I can control this. Like I can say, okay, Sandy, calm down, chill out, you know, go take a walk, you know, do whatever you have to do. It's not like I can do that, you know. If I could do that, then I wouldn't have borderline personality disorder. That's what people don't understand. You know, they say, you know, chill out, dude, chill, take a chill pill, you know. You know, why do you think I'm diagnosed with borderline personality disorder? If I could take a chill pill, if I could chill out, then, you know, if I didn't, you know, it's because of, you know, I'm not trying to say, you know, if I could control this, I couldn't control it. I was totally out of control. And, you know, I still am totally out of control. I try not to get myself into situations that I'm going to be triggered. This is what helps me having borderline personality disorder. I'm very careful. I don't talk to anyone. I don't have any friends, because a lot of times people trigger me. Like I said, a greasy man coming up to me asking me for money. Or, you know, I don't know. Like I said, I blow everything out of proportion. So I get upset very easily. Someone might, you know, and I just can't let it roll off my shoulders. So I try not to put myself into situations or be around people that could be triggers, you know. I'm aware of that now, okay? So I tend to stay by myself. So I'm not, like, people toss up drama all the time. So I tend to, you know, the only way I find peace is to be by myself. I kind of stay away from strangers. I stay away from people. I don't put myself in situations, you know, like I used to. I learned now I don't put myself in those situations. And so, and the best you can do when a borderline is in those situations is to remain very calm. Just be calm. Don't react to their reaction. Okay, don't you react to it. Don't walk away either, because then they feel abandoned, because I have a severe abandonment issue. So if you walk away and say, I'm not listening to you, like when you're like that, you're impossible, forget it. That's going to hurt me, all right? Because I'm going to feel severely abandoned. So the best you can do to de-escalate the situation is to say, you know, I'm really sorry. I can see you're really upset. Just stay very calm. And eventually, you know, I'll wear myself out like a kid throwing a temper tantrum. Eventually, if you stay calm enough and don't react to it, eventually the kid will just knock themselves out from screaming and banging on the floor. That they'll just be exhausted. I mean, how long can you keep that kind of tirade up, you know, without wearing yourself out? So yeah, so it's very difficult. So please have empathy for anyone who does have a borderline parent. It's difficult. It's difficult for everyone. It's difficult for me being the borderline. It's difficult for everyone involved in my life, my husband, my son. I can't say friends because friends never really knew me deeply. Maybe one friend, Julia from college, knew me, but none of my other friends really knew me. So they never saw my borderline side because I had this facade with friends that I wouldn't show them my true colors. So they never really saw the borderline side. You know, I wore my normal mask. Hi, I'm Sandy Wyllie. I'm completely normal. I don't have a problem. We all know that's a bunch of bunk. All right. So that's today's video. Please feel free to comment. Tell me what you think. Have you a borderline mother or parent? Let me know how that was like for you in the comments down below. All right. And remember, all these books are in the links are in the description. So next time, take care.